Welcome to Mac Helpers. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to add and manipulate photos in Pages. So I've got a blank document opened up here. Now let's go ahead and click the plus button up here in the top right. And I've already got it selected, but the little square with the music note symbol is where you're going to be able to add photos and videos. So let's just go ahead and click my photo stream. So it's going to bring it from your photo roll as well as your camera roll, and as well as your photo stream and any other photos that you've opened up. So now let's go ahead and scroll through here, and let's say I wanted to kind of edit and manipulate a photo we just took at Christmas. We were over in Disneyland in California with my family. So to make sure an images will automatically be selected when you first pick one, but you'll know it's selected when it will have the little blue dots around the entire image. And so let's say you wanted to make an image smaller, you just kind of bring it in. If you want to make it bigger, you can go right there and adjust it, and it's going to see how you can see the width and height. It's going to tell you how big that actual image is. So let's say I wanted to put it right here. I'll make it a little bit smaller. And so now let's go ahead and try to manipulate it. So to manipulate it or to kind of add styles and different effects to it, what you're going to want to do is just click the little paintbrush tool, the details tool, and it gives you a couple different things. So you got your style, your image, and arrangement. So let's go ahead and click on style. Now these are just 6 different things that Apple kind of puts right there for you at your touch, so you can kind of go and manipulate an image real fast without having to do a lot of different crazy things to it or spend a lot of time on it. It goes from adding a simple border to adding a little shadow effect. This adds a border and a shadow effect. This just adds a reflection. So the top left is going to be the normal image. Now let's go ahead and go deeper into the style options. So when you click on that, it's going to give you your border and effects. So let's go ahead and turn a border on. Let's say you wanted a border. You can change the color by going here. It's going to give you your grayscale options, and it's going to give you your color options. Let's go ahead and add red since it was Christmas, and then you could change the size of the border. You can make it any size you want. I'll go ahead and leave it at like 10 point just so you can kind of see it a little bit easier. But you can go through and click the style border you want, from like a chalk line to like a little, maybe like a marker or paintbrush, to more of a squiggly line. All these different kind of things. They're kind of just cool little features that you can add. Now there's a little bit more intense borders, so this is kind of like it's in a picture frame. Click on that again, go back to the style options. They got a lot of like rounded edges, a really cool like paint splotch kind of deal, drawn outline like it's pinned up on there. You can see how that looks. Go back to the style options again, and you can kind of really just play around with it. Once you find something you like, you can leave it. I really like this one. Kind of looks like it's cut out and it's popping out at you, which is pretty cool. But we'll go back to here, and so that's pretty much it for the borders and things like that. So I'm going to turn them off just so you can kind of see what we're doing on the next ones a little bit easier. So now let's click on effects. So you got shadow, reflection, and opacity. Click on shadow, and like before, it kind of gives you 6 different options. So you can kind of see that's like a shadow to the bottom right. This kind of bends the corners out at you. This kind of bends the middle out at you. This kind of like it's popping up out of a deck, and this looks like it's almost like it's floating above the screen kind of deal, which is pretty cool. So you can kind of, oops, go ahead and close that down. Select my photo and kind of move it so you can kind of see how it's kind of like looks like it's almost floating off the screen. Now let's go back to the paintbrush. And let's go ahead and make that back to normal. Well, I guess that's not normal since I've got shadow turned on still. So let's turn shadow off and show you how the reflection tool works. So you can turn the reflection on and make it really dark, which is 100%, so it's almost like a full mirror image, or you can turn it way down so it just adds a little reflection to it. 0 is pretty much non-existent. Well, actually it is non-existent, but like 1%, 3%, 2%, you can still kind of see it, but compared to 100%, completely different. Opacity is just making it whether you want to add it to a background or make it so it's not so it doesn't overwhelm. So let's say you're making this a Christmas card and you want the text to kind of stick out a little bit, or let's say you wanted to add text over the top of an image. It'd be really cool to be able to do that, which is really easy to do, but it's nice when you turn down the opacity, because then you can kind of see the text a lot easier. So that's kind of it. I'll go ahead and turn that off. So that's kind of it for the style of your photo. So let's go ahead and click on image. Now you can click on edit mask, and there's instant alpha and replace. So let's go ahead and click on edit mask. Edit mask is really, what's cool is just, if you got a bunch of other stuff that you don't want in a photo, it's really easy to take it out. So let's say you wanted to just, I wanted to make it more centered. I don't want to cut off any of the Christmas tree, but I don't need all this extra space over on this side or on this side. So let's go ahead and just go right up next to my brother here, and we'll leave all the Christmas tree there, and then you can click on done. See how I just kind of cropped that whole photo? Really easy. So let's go back to that again, and you can hit reset mask and it automatically brings it back to where it was. You could have also clicked the undo button on the top left, but that's just another way to do it. Now, Instant Alpha is great when you're trying to remove some stuff that you don't want. Let's say you wanted to kind of crop something out of the background. Or let's say I wanted to, let's say just crop everything, crop out the blue sky. So what you do is after you click on Instant Alpha, you kind of just tap and drag across to make the area transparent. See how it's kind of highlighting around the tree, like those little tree branches and stuff like that? You can keep going and it's going to keep deleting things. See, now it's going across the house. But let's go ahead and remove it back a little bit. See how now it's just along the side of the house. Now I can click that. Now when I remove it, see now it's just that you can see the pole and like a little bit of scraggly trees there. Now let's go back to that again, and if you didn't like that, you can always go back to the undo, right back to normal. So let's try that again, but let's say I wanted to like remove this whole thing. Well, that's starting to delete me a little bit. You can move that a little bit. This is really cool when you're using like more of a clip art. It's not really, you can use it, see how it's working fine in a photo, but when you got something like this that's got a lot of detail, see how it's asking to bring over a lot because it's not finding much detail between these things. So let's go ahead and try to just Instant Alpha this whole section real quick, just to kind of give you an idea of how that really works and how that looks. Now, find that little tree there, or that little pole, and see how it started to select that. Now it's really selecting it. So now when I click that, it's kind of deleted all those different things, but it's still leaving me. So I can actually really go in there and really dive into this thing and really kind of delete everything out except my family and the Christmas tree, which would be really cool for like next year's Christmas card or something like that. And so if you keep doing it, or if you mess up at all, just go ahead and click that undo button and see how it's kind of bringing it back for me. Now the photo's back to normal. Okay, so that's how Instant Alpha works. It's really cool, really great. The replace button, it's let's say you like the image, or let's say you want to change it. So you can click on there and then you could just select a different photo. So let's say I wanted to do this photo instead. But now, so it brought it into that same exact dimension, but now it's a little bit more zoomed in, but it's just a little different image because my cousin Anthony's making a funny face. And there's actually people behind it in this picture. So click on do, and it brings it right back to the other photo. So that's how Instant Alpha, the mask, and the replace button works. Now let's go to arrange. Now arrange, I'm going to go ahead and add another photo here just so you can kind of see how it works. This is just a really cool swimming pool I liked. So let's say I like that here, but I wanted it to be more in the background. So this is how the arrange button works. So I'm gonna still select the Christmas photo, and I'm going to click on the paintbrush, but I'm going to arrange. See now how the move back forward to back is now highlighted? So I can move. If you, let's say you had 10 different photos, you could actually move it forward and backwards really simple, and it's going to keep going. It's going to go in the order that you automatically put things in. So move front to back, see how it's just automatically changing it. So there, the pool's in front, there the Christmas picture's in front. So now since I'm still selected on the Christmas, you can flip it vertically, back and forth just by tapping it, or you can click flip horizontally, which is going to flip it automatically for us. And that'll be, it's not, I mean, it's all depends on what you're doing in your document. And the wrap feature is going to be used when you're using text. So let's go ahead and just add some text here real quick. And so see how it's kind of, whoops, I should make this more like real text. Let's say just add this. This is sample text. So when I actually click on this and I click back onto wrap, and see how it's automatic, but you can do it around, above, and below. See how it automatically moved the text down there below it, or you can do none. And none, as you can see now, the text, it looks like the text disappeared, but actually it's in the body of it, so it's right behind that image. So if I do that again, now I click on around, it's going to automatically put it back over to the other blank section of that text. So that's what's really great about Pages. It's really simple to use, and Apple's made it so it's easy to make great looking documents, even if you're adding photos to it. So that's basically it. Or you can go ahead and click, I guess the last thing is go ahead and click lock. And lock, see how now they're no longer blue dots, they're little X's. And so you can't adjust the size or anything else. It's not going to allow you to do any of that. And you can go and if you double tap it, or tap and hold, I'm sorry, you can either comment on it or you can unlock it. So I clicked unlock, and now those things are back to blue. So that's editing and messing around with photos. If you guys have any questions, make sure to email us at info@yourmachelpers.com, or find us on Facebook, post a question to our wall, because I'm sure many of you have the same questions. So go ahead and post it on our wall so other people can look at it. And you can find us at facebook.com/MacHelpers. Facebook.com/MacHelpers. Thank you.